Hello friends and followers, good to have you back here watching another episode of mine. This is special episode 9, 28th of June 2017. This episode I'll be discussing rectangle UFOs or square UFOs to see if there's any truth in them, whether they are misidentified or some stealth project. This week Tyler of Secureteam did an episode on rectangle UFO sightings from UK and USA, and done by Air Force pilots and other types of pilots. He claimed they were in 1996, and they are photographs of the sighting by the pilot. So I looked at it and thought, doesn't look like a photograph, so I would do my own investigation to see which facts are actually legit that he's providing people, because he's a great storyteller and fabricator of information. The first UFO site I found that had a database of this old case was this one here, and as you can read, it's not 1996 but November 1980. He's got the location right, but the year totally wrong. But it doesn't have any information on the photographs, so I will look for another website and see what that says, and see if it's got information. So I did a Google reverse search and found this other website, and look here, it says it's a artistic rendering, not a photograph at all. Here's the full story on the other UFO he talked about, that was a rectangle or square. And you can see here, even that's not 1996, it's 1988. And it's a flight instructor. And you can read the full story there. So I thought I'd do more searches to see what other cases I could find with rectangle UFOs. As you can see, that one was also a drawing, not a photograph. Okay, here's another rectangle UFO in Texas Round Rock. And it goes through a usual UFO report, given description from what the witness claims to have seen. But at the end here, someone's written in and said it is a Texas banner plane. And the editor, as you can read, is disagreeing with him. But if you look at it very closely, and you can see that it has what it looks to me like a capital D. And I looked for the original photo for this analysis and found it on another site. And here's the original photo coming up. And here's me zooming right in, and you can see it almost looks like a faint D on it. And they ask why you can't see a plane. Well, I think if you look on the photo, it probably just cut the plane off. If you look at the following examples that I provide, you can see the plane is way ahead. The photo wasn't zoomed in by the original photographer, but you can see that it's way up there, so sure enough you're not going to see writing. Here's another one in Texas, looks exactly the same. But it's probably a closer photograph of the banner, and you can see it has clearly some faint writing on it, but it's just barely hard to see. For comparison, I have 3 photos here of banner planes in Texas, and you can see they look very similar, and the plane is way ahead or further up in the sky, and the wind resistance is dragging it lower. So either the photographers didn't see the plane because it was way high, or they were faking it and just clipping off the plane on the photo shot. The thing is that we've never really had many reports of rectangle UFOs, and most of them have been the classic Mexican hat, the saucer shape, but not many have been seen to be any other shape other than stealth bomber triangles and diamond shape, and I'll show some photographs of them in a minute. But yeah, it would be interesting if they did build Tesla's flying platform, because it would probably be a square, with some iron engines in the corner lifting it up, but it's probably just fantasy, and all the other sightings will be also misidentified, I suspect, and I'll go over some more of those as well. Here are some more square UFO or rectangle UFO sightings. Father and daughter see a square box UFO. Here's another one in the same state but a different town. Someone out jogging takes a photograph on their phone. To me it kind of looks like a reflection of a glass plane, but if their report is true, then maybe it's a legit photo of something they've captured. But it could also be explained by other things which I'll cover at the end of the episode. Or it could be a real UFO. Here are some more reports. Some of them may be repeats, but I've just grabbed them from various website databases. One from Oregon here, and another one about a pilot's sighting in PA. So there's a lot of those happening in the state of PA. Again, we only got artist renderings or paintings, no actual photographs of the incident. So all we got is a story to go by and what they thought they saw, which could have been just a natural occurrence, like maybe a strange cloud formation, or a balloon, or one of those new stealth fighters. As you can see, there has been a lot of sightings of these rectangular UFOs, but not as many as the old saucer type ones, and also the triangle ones. They're the most common, and you can see they're mostly in USA and also in Canada. I won't read out any of them, but I'll let you pause and read if you're interested in the actual cases. I didn't search for every single one, but these are the most common ones I found. There could be more out there. So are they all misidentified? Well, we won't really know, but the ones I've looked at have sort of been debunked. A collection of reports in 2007 of rectangle UFOs, 4 sightings there, or was it 5? I think there's one further down. Again, I think one of those was the banner one with the plane. Here's a strange looking one. It looks like a air mattress in the sky, which it probably could be that it's sort of blown off the ground where someone was camping and flew in the background when they took the photograph. Who really knows? But it doesn't really look like a typical flying saucer again, and it could be anything because it's far in the background. And that was in Germany, and the guy looks like he might be a Indian there. Here's another one in New York. I think only one person took a photograph out of all those millions living there, and they called it the cassette UFO, but to me, again, it could easily be a plane and a banner, and it's so far away and grainy that it's hard to really know. But it also could be one of these Arla balloons that I'm going to show you now. Here's a collection of balloons coming up, and any of those far away would look like a UFO. So here's a collection of box kites that may have broken off while flying and could have gone way up in the atmosphere where airline pilots could even see them. And you can see this one here, if I zoom in, looks just like a rectangle UFO. And here we got a collection of Mylar balloons that are square or rectangle in shape. Could easily be misidentified. It makes sense because they use them for advertising. If you get a gusty wind and the rope snaps and off they go. And they got helium, and the only way they're going to go is up, up, up. And lastly, we got hot air balloons. Look at all the different square shape of hot air balloons you can get. They're not just the usual pear shape or round balloon. And these carry a basket underneath, and you can see they can be very huge, and you can see the comparison of the size of the basket underneath. And if you see that way off in the distance and you're flying a plane but you're not heading towards it but flying alongside it, you would never know whether it was a hot air balloon or not. Some really strange designs, that's for sure. Lastly, we got the stealth fighter planes that have been developed even today. New designs, new shapes, and you can see they're very rectangle in size or triangle in size and very low profile, so they actually look like flat squares. And one here called Snowbird, and many of them are called X something, and they could easily be identified as a square rectangle UFO when they're in fact a stealth fighter. So what do you think on those ones? So yes, it possibly that some are misidentified and some of them are secret government research planes. Well, that's it, and I hope you liked the video and hit the like button on the way out. Until next time, take care everybody.